Hello Scorpio, welcome to your reading. My name is Maria and this is a tarot-intuitive story for you. If you have Scorpio anywhere in your chart, or if you're a cross-watcher or something else drew you here, if it resonates, then it's for you. It's a timeless reading and it's made with 3 decks of cards, the Cosmic Creatures, the Zen Tarot and the Muse Tarot. And we start out your reading with you showing up very powerfully, very gorgeously, as the unicorn, the one-of-a-kind, exquisite, magical creature, magnetic, attractive, glow in the dark because of all of your magnetism, and very, very aware, I think, of your own power and worth. You've done the work and you know it, and you look good and you know it. And you're sexy and you know it, and it's you're just really standing in that knowledge about yourself, maybe newly won knowledge about who you are and what you're worth. So very beautiful, very well deserved. You're standing here in your glory. You are, however, also a little unapproachable, because this unicorn doesn't look super friendly. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell whether it would be safe or not to approach it. And so yeah, so that's really what this reading wants to talk about. And you also, the unicorn comes out clarified by the devil. I don't see this at all as the devil, just forget about that part of it, but I do see it as somebody upholding their boundaries very diligently, in order to avoid some imagined or potential catastrophe. And so when you come out with the unicorn clarified by those boundaries, and the unicorn was already kind of hard to get a read on, it's maybe this is a message about how it's kind of hard to approach you, to get nearer to you, because and maybe you yourself are not completely aware whether or not you would like to let somebody into your field or not. But you also come out with the Harmony card. So this tells me that you're keeping the peace by holding your boundaries and by holding your position. Excuse me. You're holding the peace within you, but your heart chakra would like to talk to you. Your heart chakra wants something else. Your heart chakra wants play, belonging. It would like maybe a partner or cooperation with somebody, or family, some playfulness of some kind. Could also be something, could be sexual, because it comes out with the dolphins, which are famously the only mammal that has sex for fun. And so it's like you're sort of here holding the peace and being very concentrated about that, and concentrated about your boundaries. And your heart chakra is sort of spurting all kinds of magic and messages in order to make you see that it would actually like for you to open yourself to something that involves other people or somebody else. So your reaction until now has been closing that. If you see this, her arms are crossed exactly over the heart chakra. So you've been sort of closing to the outside world, but you've also been closing to something inside of you that would like to come out and be a little less stoic, a little more playful. So the cards then tell me a story about, I think about you building your life. You might have been building it anew, or you might have been building it very consciously over a period of time, or this might be advice, because it's sort of a storyline, and so depending on whether you find the reading, you'll have to maybe swap around the past and present tenses. But the bee comes out. This is a really gorgeous, beautiful card. Comes out as nectar and pleasure. It's well, it's both sort of work. You know, worker bees. Bees are very they are hard workers, but it also comes out as pleasure, as enjoyment, and so this is you sort of being, I guess, keeping yourself busy, but also I lost all of my words at once. Well, creating pleasure, also having focus on pleasure in your life as well, which is completely great. And for that reason, you come out as the eagle, which is the highest level of a Scorpio ascension. You know, the lowest level being the scorpion, and the highest level being soaring as the eagle. So it's incredibly beautiful. You've been doing great work. You've been doing the great work. You've been also, the bee has a tendency to come out as the savior of humanity. So you've been doing something really beautiful, and it has made you ascend. And you might be very well aware of this also, which is why you're coming out like this, because you know that you've been doing well and you've been doing some important work. But the thing that really would make you sort of spread these wings, because here you are ascended, having reached a really high level, but not spreading your wings. But you come out directly after that with this one, with the eagle actually flying and spreading its amazing wingspan. And what would make you really fly? What would make you sort of reach a new level where you can use your abilities in a much more expansive way than just being a worker bee, is playfulness. So Spirit is sort of saying something that your heart was already trying to say, because if you can see sort of the similarities with all of the star energy here and the playfulness of the dolphins in this playfulness card. So it's really saying that it would like you to, and you might already be sort of aware of this, to become more playful, because it will take you to the next level. It will make you able to, it's sort of like you reached this ascension, but you haven't really opened. It's like you got the present, but you haven't really unpacked it yet. And Spirit is saying you can unpack it by becoming more playful, more light at heart. It's really asking you to find your lightness of being, because then you'll start to unpack the present, so to say. You'll start to use your gift. They will start flowing more naturally, and you'll feel a lot of the feeling of opportunity. You come out with the possibilities card, and just more of a natural flow. So really, because, well, from Spirit's perspective, when you're here, as you start out your reading, you are in a way sort of something, at least some part of you is sort of stagnant. There's something that's not moving. And my initial feeling about it was that it was love of sexuality, but it could also be could be family, belonging, creative projects, could be a lot of things. But it's just whatever part of you where you're like, yes, I know that I'm gorgeous, I know that I'm worth a lot, and I'm not just gonna take whatever, you know. I know better, because I have been through that, all of that debacle of not knowing what I'm worth, and I'm done with that. And now I want to do something else, except you're not doing something else. You've kind of stopped in just the boundary. And so Spirit wants to invite you to become more playful. And with that playfulness, it does want you to work again. So, which I think is great news for you. I think, in my experience, Scorpio is one of the signs that really love working, like Capricorn and Aquarius. It's no good for you to not work, because with the amount of energy you have, and the mental energy, and the amount of power, a lot of Scorpios tend to sort of start self-destructing if they don't have a project. So Spirit really wants you to work. It wants you to work, but it wants you to work not like a worker bee. It wants you to work with much more playfulness and magic, and sort of hone your skills, become even more masterful with this. Is really what it's saying. So I'm not exactly sure, of course, what area of your life it's referring to, but Spirit is saying, work and play. That's really important right now. I mean, these two, so whichever one you need, or maybe you need both of them, that's really advice coming in, because becoming more playful will make you spread your wings and open to new possibilities, and then starting working with that energy will bring you from this to this, so to the Pegasus. It will just move you with incredible speed and momentum. So here's what you got to earlier. Then this happens. And now this is about to happen. This is gonna happen when you start playing more and play harder and work harder in a way, because it will take you to the next level. So and the next level has to do with your heart's desire. Something your heart would really, really like, would really, really want, has wanted for a very long time, that you've been very close down to, that would like to come in. It wants you to play and work, and then the next level is for that to come in, and then you kind of stop it in your track. You come out with the ram, which really looks to me like Gandalf shouting, "You shall not pass." It's like something inside of you stops at the thought of the next level, at the thought of opening your heart and your mind and all of your life for that big desire to come in. Something inside of you saying no. So it's coming out as the ram, so it could have something to do with an Aries. I usually don't read the cards like that, but that could make sense to you. But it certainly does have something to do with a long lost dream, with a dream that sort of died out, or was like a broken dream, or something that never really arrived, or maybe you had a false start. And it just broke your heart that it didn't work out. But it's suddenly disappointment is why this one is showing up. This one is showing up to say, I'm not going there because I'm not gonna get disappointed again. I'm not gonna open my heart to my deep, deep, deep desire, because I'm not willing to go through this experience once again. So it's a hard pass. And you shall not pass, because you have experienced something related to that heart's desire of yours that took you quite a while to heal or mend. It's because you come out with the Hermit and the Ten of Voices in reverse. So this is, of course, this is the card of, well, death and destruction and complete failure, but it is coming out upside down, telling a story about how you went at least 40 days in the desert, maybe more. You certainly spent some time with yourself, with spirit, in some capacity, to mend that disappointment and that broken heart, and you did do it. But the energy is sort of still here, because you're very aware of it. You're very conscious of it, and you're very focused on not wanting to have it happen again. So even though the broken heart is mended, it's still here. It's still here in the reading. It's still standing here like a tomb over that thing that didn't manifest, that never happened, or that left you, or however it was, something that was really painful to you that had to do with your heart's desire. You've mended it, but you haven't let go of the memory of how that went. So I just, it's like I hear you in my mind. I hear you saying, yeah, but also I shouldn't ever let that go, because then it'll just happen again. But I feel like Spirit is saying, well, actually, you did fix it. And in order to have a new beginning, you need to sort of not carry around the tomb, because it doesn't match with the lightness that it would take for the new thing to come in. And of course, this is a really difficult thing to do, and it's a really difficult thing for a Scorpio, because when you go through death and transformation and healing and these processes that you do so deeply, that you do so well, that you do so profoundly, you felt every inch of it. I mean, you didn't skip any of the steps, or you felt every single one of these knives through every single one of your cells. So I just think that maybe for that reason it will be difficult for you to let go. But maybe if you know inside of you that really your cells remember too, your cells, your body, they all remember. You actually don't need to hold it in your mind, because that's where it's heavy. That's where it's a tomb. The rest of it is wisdom. So if you can find it in you to trust that, then you can sort of leave the graveyard and leave the desert, because your ride is here. Your ride is here. So you were in the desert, you were fixing this broken heart. It is fixed at this point. You don't need to stay in the desert, and your chariot has arrived. So it's coming as to say, it's done. You did it. You've done the work. Please come on an adventure. Please walk into the new. So this child, if you see this child, it could never carry a tombstone. It can only walk with itself and nothing else into this promised land, into this other dimensions, this beautiful, glorious new world that it's going into through a portal to the new. It can only walk on its two legs, carrying nothing. And it's a big ask. It's a really big ask. I feel your heart sinking, but it's just, you can do it because you have healed it, and it's a mental exercise, really, mostly. Of course, those are also always the most difficult ones, but still, because your heart is ready, and your ride has arrived, and it's not gonna take you faster to the next new thing than you'll be wanting, but it you need to say yes for it to move, to start coming to the next, and so it's sort of like rediscovering your inner child, that place that has never been yet disappointed, that is still completely innocent, that is still completely believing in its dreams, that completely wants to walk towards it. If it's possible for you to sort of do that, trusting that the real wisdom is not in your mind, it's not in your remembrance, it's in your body and your cells. So doing this is is gonna make you so happy. It's gonna bring so much lightness of being, so much celebration and happiness and community. And it's like you walk through and zing, the party's there right away. It's just really a couple of steps, and it's like just walking directly in, this child just walking directly into loving arms, just being so welcomed, so loved. So it's like everybody's just like, yeah, Scorpio, you came. And so it's really beautiful. It's just it's spirit and it's people and it's energies. Like this almost looks to me like the leaves and the trees and the animals and the birds and the oceans and everybody celebrating. It's so beautiful. And then ending your reading with the Four of Voices saying, okay, Scorpio, if you want to try this, then start imagining it. Start imagining saying yes. Start imagining being light. Start imagining walking your path without carrying your tombstone. That's the key. The key is for you to start in your mind, sort of just take a little bit of time. It could just be as an experiment, right? Just as an experiment, you'll take, say, 3 minutes and just dream, how would it be if I still believed in love? Or if I still believed in success or family or light or whatever it is that's your heart's desire. Immerse yourself in the feeling of saying yes to it without defensiveness. That's really the advice from Spirit. And then, the rest will follow. So you can do it in your mind and you'll be completely safe, because you can do it in your home, you can do it in the time you want, and then you can step back out of it again. So it's a really safe space. You can just do it for a little bit, see how it feels, try it on, walk a mile in its shoes, and then that's really gonna be the thing that sort of opens your heart chakra again. To believe in your dream, to believe that it's possible for you to have your deepest desires fulfilled, even though you had a failure, or you had a heartbreak, or you had some disappointment. Because really, actually, you have much better chances now than ever, because first of all, everybody has to have a heartbreak or a disappointment. So it's like you already did that part of your mythical journey. Really, what's just missing is the success. And also, you have acquired an immense amount of wisdom. You just need to trust it. It doesn't live in your rules, or necessarily in you upholding very consciously a lot of boundaries or defensiveness. That's really not where your wisdom lives. It lives in the body, in the breath, in your beingness. So you don't need to worry about that, and you can safely step into a space where you say yes. Say yes to the dress, Scorpio. It wants you to wear it. So this was your reading, Scorpio. This was it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, comment. It's all much appreciated. And come back again soon. Bye, Scorpio.